There's a silent pandemic spreading across the globe right now. It's a crisis that really threatens to unravel the very fabric of modern medicine. But in the fight against these invisible enemies, we have this powerful and, honestly, unexpected new ally: artificial intelligence. So today, we're going to dive into this story of a hidden global threat and the truly revolutionary technology that's rising up to meet it.
Okay, let's just start with a number that should really stop you in your tracks. 1.27 million. Think about that for a second. That's how many people died in a single year, 2019, directly because of drug-resistant bacterial infections. Now, to put that in perspective, that is more than the number of people who die from HIV/AIDS or malaria in a year. This isn't some far-off futuristic threat. This is a clear and present danger, and it's happening right now. The World Health Organization really hits home with this quote. The risk here, it isn't just about treating a nasty infection. I mean, think about it. Everything from a routine surgery, a C-section, an organ transplant, even cancer chemotherapy, all of it depends on our ability to control bacteria. And that entire foundation of modern medicine, it's at risk of just crumbling away. Okay, so let's get into it. We really need to understand the true scale of what we call antimicrobial resistance, or AMR for short. It's actually pretty simple. It's just evolution in action. When bacteria are exposed to an antibiotic, well, the toughest ones survive, and they pass on their defensive traits. And over time, this creates these superbugs that our best drugs literally can't kill anymore. It's a current accelerating pandemic, and it's happening in plain sight. And this chart, well, it shows the terrifying trajectory that we're on. So you see the 1.27 million direct deaths we just talked about. That number swells to nearly 5 million when you include cases where resistance was a contributing factor. But look at the projection for 2050. It's just staggering. A potential for 10 million deaths every single year if we don't change course. This is a crisis that's growing exponentially. So this all leads to a really obvious question, right? If superbugs are such a massive problem, why aren't we just making a whole flood of new antibiotics to fight them? Well, the answer lies in something called the innovation void. And this right here, this slide gets to the absolute heart of the matter. This isn't a crisis of science, it's a crisis of economics. I mean, just look at these numbers. It costs a staggering $1.5 billion to develop a new antibiotic, but once it's approved, it only brings in about $46 million a year. Now compare that to a cancer drug, which can bring in $1.7 billion in its first 4 years. And the reason for this is a weird paradox. To keep a new antibiotic effective, we have to use it as little as possible, reserving it only for the worst-case scenarios. That's fantastic medicine, but it's just terrible business. And the result is a completely, totally broken system. Big pharmaceutical companies, the ones with all the resources, they've pretty much abandoned antibiotic research because there's just no money in it. And the smaller, more innovative biotech companies that actually do succeed in getting a new drug approved, they often go bankrupt because they can't sell enough of it to recoup their costs. It's this insane, vicious cycle where success itself leads directly to failure. But now, the story takes a turn, and this is where our hero enters the scene. Into this innovation void steps artificial intelligence. And this isn't just about speeding things up a little bit. We're talking about a complete paradigm shift, moving us away from the old, slow methods of discovery and into a brand new era of big data. So this new approach is just fundamentally different. The golden age of antibiotics was basically a lottery. It was all about brute force, screening thousands of soil samples, just hoping for a lucky break. It was slow, it was expensive, and it took years. AI transforms all of this into a process that happens entirely on a computer. It can screen hundreds of millions of molecules in a matter of hours, finding patterns that are completely invisible to the human eye. Now, AI is tackling this in two main ways. First up, you've got predictive screening. Think of the AI as a detective. It learns what an antibiotic looks like at a molecular level, and then it sifts through these huge libraries of existing molecules to find hidden suspects. And then there's generative design, which is even cooler. Here, the AI acts as an inventor, designing brand new molecules atom by atom that are perfectly optimized to kill bacteria. And look, this isn't just theory, this isn't some sci-fi movie. We're moving from digital ideas to real, actual, tangible results. So let's look at some of the incredible hero molecules that AI has already brought to light. So meet Hallicin. This is the perfect example of the AI detective at work. Researchers at MIT, they trained an AI to spot potential antibiotics. Then they just set it loose on a library of drugs that had been developed for other diseases and failed. And the AI flagged a failed diabetes drug. That drug, renamed Halocin, turned out to be an incredibly potent killer of superbugs. This is just a perfect illustration of AI's power to overcome human bias. I mean, it found incredible value in a compound that researchers had already thrown in the trash. All right, next up is abaucin, and this molecule shows off a much more sophisticated strategy. Instead of a broad-spectrum weapon like halocin, which kills a lot of things, abaucin is a surgical strike. It was specifically designed to kill one of the world's most dangerous superbugs, Ava mani, while, and this is so key, leaving the good bacteria in our gut completely unharmed. This is just a much smarter way to fight because it reduces all that collateral damage that drives further resistance down the line. So this table gives us a great little summary of the progress. We've seen halocin found by predictive screening, basically the detective. We've seen abaucin found through a targeted approach, the surgical strike. And now we're seeing compounds like DN1 and NG1, which come from generative design. These are brand new molecules, literally invented from scratch by an AI. And this quote from researcher Cesar de la Fuente just perfectly captures the power of that generative approach. See, most of our existing antibiotics come from nature. Bacteria have been evolving defenses against them for billions of years. But generative AI can create molecules that are so structurally new, so totally alien, that bacteria have no pre-existing playbook to defeat them. It's a way to basically leapfrog evolution. Okay, so after all that incredible, hopeful stuff, it's time for a necessary dose of reality. AI is an absolutely revolutionary tool, but it's not a silver bullet. There's still some major hurdles on that long road from a digital discovery to an actual treatment at a patient's bedside. Right. The key takeaway here is that technology by itself is not enough. First, AI needs massive amounts of high-quality data to learn from, and that data is pretty scarce. Second, a lot of these AI models are black boxes, meaning even the people who made them can't tell you exactly why it made a certain choice, and that makes it a huge challenge for regulators. Third, AI finds the promising starting molecule, but it doesn't just eliminate the years-long, billion-dollar gauntlet of clinical trials. And finally, and this is the big one, it doesn't fix that broken economic market we talked about earlier. But here's the twist. While AI doesn't solve the economic problem, it puts a giant, unavoidable spotlight on it. By basically solving the scientific discovery problem and creating this pipeline of amazing new drugs, AI makes it undeniable that the real bottleneck now is commercial development. And this dramatically increases the pressure on governments to pass policy solutions, like the Pasture Act, that could finally fix this broken market. So let's wrap this up by looking forward to the algorithmic frontier. I mean, if this is what AI can do today, what could a fully realized AI-driven antibiotic future actually look like? Well, the next great leap is this concept of self-driving laboratories. I want you to imagine a lab that literally never sleeps. An AI designs a set of candidate molecules. A robot automatically makes them and tests them. The results are fed back to the AI in real time, which learns, and then designs an even better batch. This kind of closed-loop system could accelerate the process of perfecting a new drug from years down to just a matter of weeks. And this really brings us to the final critical question. The technology is here. Artificial intelligence is designing the weapons we so desperately need to win this war against superbugs. We have the tools. The question is no longer, can we find new antibiotics, but rather, do we have the collective will to fix the broken economic system required to bring these life-saving innovations from the algorithm to the actual patient? That's the challenge that lies before us. Thanks for listening.